February 4th. I'm T. Waldron. This is my cat, Pumpkin. Oh, hold on, Pumpkin. You're not in the frame. There you are. Now you are. Good morning, Pumpkin. How are you? It's good to see you. Thanks for being here with us. I appreciate that. We'll see if she stays today. So I hope you're having a good day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. It's still very cold on the East Coast here, but I heard birds yesterday, so that was a good sign. I felt like Noah in the Ark. Soon the cold snap will break, but probably not for another week or so. So what are you going to do? We're just going to hunker down and bundle up. So I hope you're having a good morning, and let's take a moment and do some deep breathing. So if you can, close your eyes. We're going to take a few moments here to go within. Inhale through your nose and hold it, and exhale through your mouth and hold it out, and inhale and hold it and exhale. And as we inhale each breath, imagine you're inhaling healing light, healing oxygen, because you are. And imagine it going to all parts of your body, all your cells, and hold it and allow it to just circulate and heal you. And then exhale, stress, tension, any negative feelings. You don't have to hold them. They don't belong to you. And you can release them with your breath. Sometimes I imagine that if I'm having a stressful day, I'll just take a deep breath in, and I'll imagine I'm inhaling healing, and then I'll exhale the stress. Sometimes I'll do it during a conversation with someone who might be a challenge to me. And it's a nice tool because it allows me not to react, gives me a minute to respond, and I can calm down, I can calm my nervous system down, and then label what I'm thinking about. That's another step I add in there to sort of get out of my reptile animal brain. And then I could say, oh, that I'm feeling angry with that person's comment. And by doing that, we switch our thoughts. We switch our brain to our analytical part, which we can use to then respond rather than react. And it's a really cool superpower. We all have it. But it's a practice. It doesn't, like the first few times I failed miserably and I ended up fighting with the person. But now it's a practice, and you can really have a different interaction with people and a different perspective in your world. So it's a lot of power. Oh, geez, lots of comments. Okay, I was in that moment there. Okay, hey, Bambi and TV, good morning. Hey, Polly, welcome back. Good to see you again. Like one. Oh, big ups. Oh, Pumpkin, you have greetings from Germany. Thank you so much, Berserker. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. Hey, Kevin, good morning. Hey, Janelle, welcome. Oh, it's John Nelson, not Janelle. Sometimes I just make up names. I read what I say. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. What day is it? Oh, it's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's good to see you as well. Hey, Freeland, welcome. So yeah, I love it when it's halfway through the week because then we're closer to the weekend. Yesterday, let's see, what happened yesterday? Oh yeah, I started speaking at a new place, and it was funny because I do a empowerment talk, and then we put on music and we get really silly and we dance around with scarves. It's for seniors. And it was so funny because I just did one song because I knew this group was really sophisticated, and I'm like, I don't want to push it. I'll just put on one really fun song. And we did. I passed out the scarves, and they were looking at me like, do we get to keep these? I said, no, but wait. And then we had a great time. And then the person who runs the programs over there said to me, oh, I can't believe you got them to have fun like that. I've been trying to do that for months. So that was kind of cool. So we had a fun time. So I love it when things work out. And I think part of it is by catching people off guard and just like having fun and getting into it yourself, they kind of let go, and we were laughing and had a great day. So fun stuff. Hey, Munda, welcome. Oh, good evening to you as well. Yeah, it's good to see you as well. So we've been talking about epigenetics. This book, it's, I'm probably not allowed to read you the whole thing due to copyright issues, but I've been reading little excerpts from it and sharing with you Dr. Joe's ideas. And really the entire concept is, and this is why I really love his retreats, and because he's teaching us how to reclaim our bodies, how to reclaim our body chemistry, and to change the way we see the world, to change the way we act in the world, and to change even our genetics. It's just so powerful. So let me share with you this one. This section's a little bit negative, but also it's important to know. We talked about, epigenetics, which means above genetics, how our emotions control our genes. And they don't actually change our physical genes, but our emotions change how our genes are expressed. And I was shocked to find out yesterday that oh, hello, Fractal, that our genes can even change, the way they're expressed can change through generations, which I didn't know. I thought, your genes are your genes and that's it, right? So, okay, let's see what this says. Perpetuating old states of being sets us up for an undesirable genetic destiny. Just as certain areas of the brain are hardwired, whereas other areas are more plastic, which means able to be changed by learning and experience, I believe, and this is him, Dr. Joe believes that genes are the same way. There are certain parts of our genetics that are more easily turned on, while other genetic sequences are somewhat more hardwired, which means they are harder to activate because they have been around longer in our genetic history. That makes sense. At least that's what the science says right now. And I love this because he brings in science. He'll bring in tests and various double-blind tests and things to prove his theories, which is so cool. How do we keep certain genes turned on and others turned off? If we stay in the same toxic state of anger, the same melancholy state of depression, the same vigilant state of anxiety, or the low state of unworthiness, those redundant chemical signals we have talked about keep pushing the same genetic buttons, which ultimately causes the activation of certain diseases. And this goes along with what Dr. Bernie Siegel talks about too. He said this in the 80s, and people thought he was crazy, that we could affect our physical reality. Stressful emotions, as you will learn, actually pull the genetic trigger, dysregulating the cells, and dysregulation refers to an impairment of physiological regulatory mechanism creating disease. So that's wild. So by having all those negative feelings, and we may not even know we're feeling them, maybe that's just our baseline, maybe that's our state and we think that's just the way it is. You don't have to be that way, which is what this channel is about, talking about this stuff. When we think and feel the same ways for most of our lives and memorize familiar states of being, our internal chemical state keeps activating the same genes, meaning that we keep making the same proteins, but the body cannot adapt to these repeated demands and it begins to break down. If we do that for 10 or 20 years, the genes begin to wear out and they start making cheaper proteins. What does he mean by that? Think about what happens when we age. Our skin sags because the collagen and elastin come to be made of cheaper proteins. What happens to our muscles? They atrophy. Well, it's no surprise there. Actin and myosin, too, are proteins, right? Oh, good morning, Art. I like books that when open to any random page offer something insightful. That's true. That is this book, because I never know what we're going to read about. I've been following the same thread lately, but it's true. You could turn to any page and it's so good. Oh, hello. Yes. Good morning to you. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it with this. Here's an analogy. When a metal part for your car is manufactured, it is produced in a die or a mold. Each time that mold or die is used, it is subjected to certain forces, including heat and friction, and will begin to wear down. As you might guess, car parts are built to very close tolerances, referring to permitted variances in the workplace dimensions. Over time, that die or mold wears to a point that it produces parts that won't fit properly to the other parts. This is similar to what happens to the body. As a result of stress or habit of being repeatedly and consistently angry, fearful, sad, or so on, the DNA, that the peptides used to produce the proteins will start to malfunction. Wow, that's amazing. So we want to, we want to avoid those negative feelings. Pretty neat. And that's funny because if you don't know, I used to own a ceramic studio, and we would pour the ceramics into the molds. And it's true, the molds were made out of plaster of Paris. So after about probably technically 50 pours, but sometimes we would push it to about 100, we'd have to throw the mold out and get a new mold because it would just wear out. So that's what he's saying, and that really resonates. Yeah. So I want to just say thank you to our moderator, Imran Hossain, for keeping our chat positive and full of mom energy. And Imran, you did a great job editing that video. And he's a video editor as well. So he does it all. He's a one-stop shop. So thanks a lot. You're doing a great job on that. And we're going to head out now. And thank you, Beppe Topi. Pumpkin, you have another fan. She's 17, by the way. She's a senior citizen, but she loves to be here for you on the lives. When it's time, she jumps right on the chair. She knows what time it is, right? Do you want to say goodbye? Okay, well, she waved her little paw. Have a great day. Hi, Shrimp Porky, welcome back. All right, everybody. So from myself to yourself, thanks for joining me on this journey. And I'll see you later, Pumpkin. Thanks for being here. You did a great job. Yeah, thanks. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Hey, relief from real life. I love that. Have a gorgeous day yourself, sir or ma'am. Good night. Bye.